Fever dub! Bow, bow, bow. Dub in the chat. A W. Ha.
The Indiana Fever just pulled off the unthinkable. They're 4 games above .500 for the first time since 2015, and they did it without Caitlin Clark. While everyone expected them to struggle, they went out and broke 4 franchise records in one game against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings. The wildest part? 2 players who weren't even on the roster to start the season, Aari McDonald and Chloe BBY, led the charge. Records fell. New heroes rose. If you've got the fever, drop a fire in the comments.
The 100 win over Phoenix. Stephanie White called that a big win. They were outstanding. Mitchell,
Come on.
The former Dallas Wing, Natasha Howard.
Nobody was looking for this. We think Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot, but that is the play to make right there. Nobody in the passing lane.
The Indiana Fever have pulled off what seemed unthinkable just 3 months ago. For the first time since 2015, they're sitting 4 games above .500, and remarkably, they did it without Caitlin Clark on the court. But that's not even the most surprising part. While many predicted the Fever would falter without their star rookie, the team just shattered 4 franchise records in a single game against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings. And the twist? The standout performance came from 2 players who weren't even on the roster at the start of the season. So, what records were broken? Here's a clue. The names involved include Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, and newcomers Aari McDonald and Chloe Bibby. If you're riding the Fever wave, hit that like button and drop a comment saying, "I've got the fever." Let's go.
Wins in a row, a season high. Just how have you been able to find that rhythm over this stretch?
I think it's been about, we've had some practices, and I think practicing has definitely tuned us up, fine-tuning as far as the details. We knew before All-Star that, the second half of the season is always about people making adjustments, people finding ways to stop what we have to do. And I think that on us, we try to do a good job of staying locked in at practices and shoot-arounds and all that kind of stuff to be where we need to be.
From the opening tip, it was clear. The Fever came to make a statement. This wasn't about surviving without Caitlin Clark. This was about dominating. From the very first possession, they played like a team with something to prove, aggressive, fearless, and fully locked in. Kelsey Mitchell wasted no time taking control. With sharp drives to the basket and confident, smooth jumpers, she immediately set the tone. "We're not here to play it safe, we're here to win." She finished with 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting, stepping up to carry the offensive load Clark usually commands. And throughout the entire month of July, Mitchell led the league in scoring. This was her moment, and she owned it.
Knocked down confident shots and set the tone that screamed, "We're not backing down." Mitchell finished with 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting.
Paige Bueckers wasn't backing down. The rookie responded with 22 points on 7 of 14 shooting, adding 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. She was the only Wings player in double figures, showing why she's already known as a 3-level scorer. The game quickly turned into a back-and-forth showdown, but the free throw numbers raised eyebrows. Dallas went to the line 25 times, nearly double Indiana's 13. Fans took to social media, questioning the officiating and accusing Bueckers of flopping. Even Wings head coach Chris Claines expressed frustration with the refs after the game.
14 20-point games this season. In her 8th year, she also has a couple of 30s. And Mitchell trains the 3.
Now have a little bit of an advantage in the paint, and they need to keep doing that.
That time, Desjardins went for the steal, and Mitchell kept it away from her. Would not have taken that call so gently, shall we say. Now, Kalani Brown was her buffer last year. Is Mitchell all the way to the hole?
So you stick together, communicate on defense. This is a high-octane offensive team.
Beautiful pass. Mitchell was so sure of that. After she passed it, she started running down the other.
The real meltdown came from DeJane Carrington. The reigning most improved player had a night to forget. Just 4 points and 5 turnovers. Her low point came late in the third quarter when she brought the ball up and fired off a wild shot that left fans stunned. Her struggles played a major role in Dallas.
To the basket here, but you got to go up strong right there. Don't shy away from the defense because they will get out in transition. And Kelsey Mitchell doing what she does. Indiana up in Dallas.
When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard read 88-78 in favor of Indiana. The Fever had just proved they're way more than Caitlin Clark plus 4 players trying to keep up. They showed they could win games they were supposed to win, just like Coach Stephanie White acknowledged after the victory.
Ari McDonald and Chloe Bibby, 2 mid-season pickups no one expected to shift the narrative. These weren't headline-making signings. They weren't brought in to be game changers. They were depth pieces, insurance moves for a team just trying to stay afloat.
In ways to get wins, and that's going on some scoring bursts, that's being able to rely on multiple players, getting stops when needed, making adjustments and continuing to grow. I mean, this is a group that's been resilient all season long, and I think that we have such quality depth that we can rely on one another, and rely on one another in certain moments.
Ari McDonald's journey feels like something straight out of a movie. She started the season without a contract, overlooked, unsigned, and seemingly forgotten.
Stick to your
Then came the call from the Fever on June 25th, offering her a rest-of-season deal after a short stint on a hardship contract. Fast forward to the matchup against Dallas, and McDonald is dropping 15 points with 6 assists, running the offense with the poise of a seasoned floor general. This performance came on the heels of a career-high game against Phoenix, where she proved she's more than ready for the spotlight.
She should have looked up and said, "Oh, aren't you an all-star?"
Pass.
And Cunningham completes it.
That's what Indiana does better than anybody in the WNBA.
What set McDonald apart that night was her natural point guard instincts. She controlled the tempo with precision, knowing exactly when to push the pace, when to slow things down, and how to get her teammates involved. Coach Christy Sides took notice immediately, praising McDonald's feel for the game and calling her a true floor general with a deep understanding of her role. Kelsey Mitchell summed it up best, calling McDonald a blessing in disguise for stepping up and providing steady leadership when the team needed it most.
I think the biggest thing with Ari is that she's dependable, and she's dependable not always for production, but she understands the impact that she can make in the game. And she understands how to do it, starting it on the defensive end, pushing pace, dictating tempo, getting to the rim, creating shots for her teammates, all of those things. And she's got an incredible awareness. And so she understands when she's hot, and she understands when somebody else is hot and how to get them the ball. But I've just been really proud to see her confidence grow in our system and the ownership that she's taking in being that leader on the floor.
Then there's Chloe Bibby, who wasted no time making her presence felt. In limited minutes off the bench, she drilled 2 clutch 3-pointers, not flukes, but perfectly timed momentum shifters that gave the Fever much-needed breathing room. Her ability to stretch the floor opened up space for her teammates to operate. Coach Christy Sides praised Bibby's seamless fit into the system, noting her instinctive playmaking and readiness to shoot when the moment called for it.
Boston, the rebound to Mitchell. McDonald splits the D. Bibby, this is where she's good. She can extend the defense, and she's done it.
For that nice jumper.
Bueckers again, another double-digit game. 6 in the quarter. Here's Bibby. Launches, buries the 3.
Bibby, don't do him like that.
But here's where it gets really interesting. After just 2 games with the team, Chloe Bibby earned a rest-of-season contract. The Fever had seen enough in those limited minutes to make it official. She filled a key gap that Coach Sides had been looking to address, explaining, "Bibby is a stretch forward, and she's a shooter. We haven't had that." Her quick impact didn't just earn minutes, it earned trust.
You signed Chloe Bibby to a rest-of-season contract today. Just what impressed you about her on that 7-day and those 2 games she played in?
Well, number one, just the way that she fit in right away. She gives us a different look from that forward position with her ability to stretch the floor. And particularly in 2 games where we really needed to create space for AB to go to work inside, she was able to do that for us. She came in and she learned the system right away. It just was such an easy transition, and she's pretty.
These two under-the-radar additions became the X factors in the Fever's most successful stretch since 2015. McDonald brought the steady point guard leadership the team had been missing, while Bibby delivered the floor spacing that unlocked the offense. Coach Side's system finally clicked, because both players embraced their roles from day one and executed with confidence and precision.
Watch the attention Boston gets. Opens up a lot for the guards. Here's Boston. Bueckers had nothing she could do. No rebound Howard. That's rebound number 9 to go along with her 9 points. Beautiful dish inside to Boston.
What we'll do is share the basketball here. Just a little dump down to Boston.
Paige Carrington rolls to the hole. Howard with a rejection.
To the basket here, but you got to go up strong.
That pass outside to Howard.
Oh,
Boston
wow.
at the basket. Foul on Haley Jones.
It is not a move her out geographically away from the lane to get her off the basket. Tough rebound there.
Geisel shooter's going to come out. Lee Yu-Ru will check in.
But that's not all. Kelsey Mitchell now leads the entire WNBA in most 20-point games after the All-Star break. Her 23 points against Dallas marked her 13th game this season with 20 or more points. Mitchell has been the steady scoring threat that keeps this offense moving even when other players struggle.
The 100 win over Phoenix. Stephanie White called that a big win. They were outstanding. Mitchell,
Come on.
The former Dallas wing, Natasha Howard.
Nobody was looking for this. We think Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot, but that is the play to make right there. Nobody in the passing.